Welcome, candidates, riding executives, volunteers, and journalists, to our last portion of the first PPC National Conference. My name is Joanne Lenny, and I'm the Executive Director of the People's Party of Canada, and will serve as host for this afternoon's event. For our first speaker, I present to you Mr. Benjamin Dichter, candidate of record for the Conservative Party of Canada, Toronto Danforth, and chairman and co-founder of LGB Tory. Benjamin will speak to us and to everyone watching, because we're recording everything, about choosing country before party. Mesdames et messieurs, Monsieur Benjamin Dichter, avec l'adoption pour lequel choisir un président.
Oh, this is one hell of a one-man show. In 2015, I was a candidate for the Conservative Party of Canada. I am still a member of the Conservative Party of Canada, and I co-founded a group called LGB Tory to reach out to my friends in the gay community who are conservative. So, I know what you're all thinking. What could he possibly be doing here? Well, a bit of the backstory first. In 2013, when I began to reach out to my conservative friends about my idea, I was met with resistance. For one reason, fear, crippling fear, to be called names by what is left of our media. Nonetheless, I persisted, along with my friends and colleagues who started our group, and we helped the Conservative Party evolve and adopt a more libertarian approach to LGBT issues. And I believe it has served the Conservative Party and our country well. And just to ensure so everybody understands, our group was not about identity politics. It was a reaction to extremist activists who bully and harass members of the gay community and force them to adopt certain political ideologies. So things were going well, but shortly after, things began to change. There were alarming signs starting to develop. There were problems arising that were being ignored and swept under the rug. Now, I must preface this by saying, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not a candidate. I have a million things on my plate right now. And this is where I guess I get to plug the podcasts. Some of you may have listened to the Quiggin Report with Tom Quiggin, Open College with Dr. Stephen Hicks, One Godless Woman, and coming soon, Iman is going to cry when she sees that. And coming soon, Untrue Crime, and You Too with Mike Ward. But being up here, the reality is, I don't have anything to gain other than aggravation and likely harassment. But I'm here to speak to you because it's the right thing to do. Because somebody needs to say what needs to be said. Somebody needs to stand up and speak already. Today, our country, and one might argue, our Western societies are not well. Canada is ill and suffering, and it is suffering from the stench of cultural relativism and political Islam. It is suffering from the stench of extremism, the same way third world countries suffer from extremist groups, separatist groups, communist guerrilla factions, paramilitaries, organized crime, and more. The chaos that pseudo-intellects like Justin Trudeau and the non-liberal Liberal Party and their extremist views on cultural relativism have brought Canada to a crossroads. And we need to make a choice. And once that choice is made, there's no turning back at this point. Option one, do we go the direction of Europe? Do we give up our sovereignty to dangerous ideologies that have infiltrated and influenced where the country is going to go? Do we sacrifice our national sovereignty? No. Option number two. Do we say enough? Do we rediscover our roots as Canadians? And do we resist the ghettoization of our society? Because despite what our corporate media and political leaders want to admit, Islamist entryism, and that is the adaptation of political Islam, is rotting away at our society like syphilis. The alliance between foreign extremist groups and postmodernist, extremist leftist groups are eroding our education system, the arts, the legal system, and now our political structure. It's become so bad that even in France, President Macron was forced to admit there are people who want to secede from the nation. They are running a political project in the name of a religion. And to my fellow, more left-leaning Canadians, of which I have many friends amongst the left, I encourage you to listen to Sam Harris's podcast, episode number 43, What Do the Jihadists Really Want?, where he reads out of That Week magazine, number 14. It's in their own words. On the Quiggin Report, hosted by ex-military intelligence analyst Tom Quiggin, Tom and a small team track the activities of extremist groups and their front groups who are now operating within our country. And what's shocking is how many of them have charitable status. Let me spell that out for you. Your tax dollars are paying for this. Your tax dollars are funding our destruction. The money does not go to hospitals and libraries and art galleries, infrastructure, or the educational system. And in many cases, it goes to financing overseas suicide vests and tunnels. Hashtag real change. So what's happening in the Conservative Party right now? Shortly after Andrew Scheer was chosen leader, he and his new staff had several opportunities to meet with Tom Quiggin. The indicators and warnings were there. Individuals with dubious connections were working within the Conservative Party amongst our staffers, wannabe candidates, etc. However, after multiple scheduled meetings, Andrew's senior staff of experts did not bail on Tom Quicken once or twice, but 3 times. Why? Why would they do this? Why would you not want to meet with a terrorism funding expert? Opportunism, perhaps. Number 2, the CPC abandoned longtime supporters within the Muslim communities who have sought refuge in Canada from extremism. Tahir Gora, who is in this room here tonight, was told if he applied to become a candidate, he would be disqualified because he would upset members of the Pakistani community.
We love you, Tahir.
He really is a true hero. If you knew more about that man, he is fascinating. But number 3, most recently, the man who all our hearts are with tonight, Salim Mansour. Dr. Salim Mansour, a columnist, author, intellectual, somebody who embodies all the attributes that we seek not only in newcomers, but we aspire to be ourselves. And after 30 years of involvement in conservative causes, after all the hassle and abuse that he had to undergo for being the voice against extremism since he came to Canada, what did they do? They threw him under the bus and disqualified him. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's not cowardice, I don't know what is. There is now a report going around the interwebs that was sent to us, but many other people, about Conservative Party candidates now with alleged ties to Islamist extremism. That's how bad things have become. Why do they have such garbage in their party? And these are the people who are going to protect our country? Extremism is growing across the world and across Europe. In countries like Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, and the Philippines. And don't give me that white privilege nonsense. And what do our establishment politicians do? What do our conservative politicians do? They meet with extremists, and they put at risk moderate and secular Muslims who want nothing more but to integrate into Canada, to become Canadian, and to leave the garbage of their birth country behind them. And what's the excuse from the Conservative Party? It's just a strategy. We just have to win, and once we win, we'll deal with the problem later. Arrogant fools. This is the strategy that was not only played by many political leaders throughout the world, but by the Liberal Party itself well over a decade ago. A Liberal Party that now that is infested with Islamists, and they cannot determine the difference between an individual Muslim and an Islamist. It is a strategy rooted in cowardice and fear. Well, I'm sorry. One who is fearful has an awful lot of chutzpah trying to take administrative control of our parliament and our country. And look how it's blowing up in their faces. Just a few days ago, for the first time, a Conservative Party leader was featured in Jihad Watch. Jihad Watch! Did you ever think that the party of Stephen Harper would be identified in Jihad Watch as a threat? I will not support such stupidity and incompetence. It's embarrassing. understands the crossroads that Canada now finds itself at. I'm here to talk to Conservative Party members and Liberal Party members who are afraid to speak out. The reality is, internal polling shows the election is over for the Conservatives. They know it, and that's why the CPC is throwing attacks at anybody who is pointing out their hypocrisy. Who attacks a party that's at a mere 3%? Right? It's politics 101. You never do that. Exactly. Also, what Maxime said during his interview on the Rubin Report seems to be coming to fruition. At this point, you have nothing to lose. You might as well actually vote based on principle. How about that? No one's going to criticize you people for lack of enthusiasm. But Andrew Scheer's car salesman approach to politics has no chance of winning. For the reasons I've outlined: opportunism, cowardice, aligning with extremism, all because of fear. And people see it. People are not stupid. They may not be able to articulate what's going on, but they know what it is. They can see the incongruence.
He drank the milk!
Funny fact, I actually don't drink milk. So to Conservative Party members and everybody else, what you should do. First, red pill your friends and family. And be prepared for resistance and pushback. In my case, they're going to run whisper campaigns and smear campaigns and conspiracy theories and blah, 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 blah. You know what? It's irrelevant. It's useless. Ignore it. And or you can do what I do, is just enjoy it, have fun with it. I'm thinking of Manny Ottawa. Second, and this one's important, realize that for the first time, conservatives, liberals, libertarians, and everybody else who reject far left collectivist extremism have a choice. There is now an option on the table. And by the way, that option was good enough for the Conservative Party for what, 12 years? Something like that? It was good enough until Maxime started to speak up and said, we have a problem.
It was good enough for Manny endorsed.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? By the way, love your videos. Third, you get to send a message to the political establishment.
Yeah!
And that message is clear. If any politician in Canada works with, aligns with, or supports political Islamists in any way, Canadians will kill your political career. And this is the message you send with your PPC protest vote. And I like PPC. Protest political correctness vote. And also something to mention. One Godless Woman has a pledge. You can go to www.noislamistpledge.com. It's for all candidates running in this election. And I encourage everybody, every Canadian, print it out. Keep it by your doorstep. So when a candidate knocks on your door, you want to see them sign the pledge that they will not work with extremist thugs. Now, I know this is difficult. It's like disciplining a child, the most difficult thing a parent will ever do. But in the words of Margaret Thatcher, the medicine is painful, but the patient needs it to survive. And for those to whom conservatism is part of their identity and the Conservative Party is their identity, don't worry. Sir Winston Churchill was forced to abandon the Conservative Party when his Conservative Party abandoned its core values. On October 21st, we all have a choice to make. People running and people who are just observers on the side. And this goes for disenfranchised liberals, conservatives, and everybody else. And I think this is a good time to acknowledge the over 100,000 Canadian soldiers who have died in battle for this country. And they did not die. And our Canadian soldiers who died in battle did not die, so politicians could play focus group politics with extremists. Everyone in Canada, we're a family, and we have some problems in our country, and we have a choice to make. Canada or a political party? What's more important to you?